Can I move you to the cat hotel? Come on, bud. Come on, buddy, let's go. Come on, Tux, let's go. Come on, bud. Come on, Tuxie, let's go. Good boy. Come on. Come on. Good boy. Well, it's Friday. Ruby and Maya's last trip into Raleigh for the week. Hey, buddy. Hi, Morris. And Don's gonna actually pick Johnny up from school today. I'm just taking Johnny this morning. I am gonna meet Michelle to shop. We switched our day this week because of the Solar Fest. Are you getting the dust and the thumbprints off of Ruby?
I'm certainly going to try, sweetheart.
Alrighty, the kids were...
It could be a while. There's quite a few thumbprints and fingerprints all over her.
Well, just do the most noticeable ones, like on the door handles, or... Yeah, there was a couple of kids with sticky fingers, even for high school kids.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be just a little bit warmer today. Not tons warmer, though. All the kitties seem to be doing good. I had seen everybody when we got back last night. Jules has the latest FSD beta update going on this morning. Ruby does not have the download yet. And even if she did, right now I wouldn't have time to put it on. Good morning, Ruby. Thank you, detailer guy.
Oh yeah, you're welcome, ma'am.
Bad shape today, huh? Not the usual problems.
Yeah, not the normal. I say some of those, you're right. Maybe some of those fingers were a little stickier because there's some of them I had to rub quite hard to get it.
Yeah, they were giving them a little bit healthier popcorn yesterday.
Oh.
From one of the booths had bags of popcorn.
Oh.
Yeah. White cheddar. Not orange cheddar, but white cheddar. Yeah, I noticed the difference in this message is alignment versus calibration. Anyway, autopilot had come back for Dawn today, but now, again, this morning I don't have it. Bummer. Hopefully when the software update goes back on, that'll reset something again. Well, we've got a white Y in front of us this morning. I don't think I've seen this car in traffic with us coming out of Fuquay before. It's 56 out there. Has a real plate, not paper. So one of the conversations I had yesterday with one of the executive people, I don't remember if it was electric company or politician, is that they're working really hard to get some electric school buses up there, and they think that they've got it where it's going to happen sooner than later, and they were really excited about that. And I was telling them, yeah, Johnny and I, we still get really excited every time we see the Proterra buses, the city buses downtown that are electric, and it's pretty often that we see one. I mean, I don't think we go more than 2 or 3 weeks and see it on this road over here. I think electric school buses are great. Get those fumes away from the kids. I think that's awesome. That'd be a great improvement for that area up there. Down here too, if we could get them. Well, all I can do is hope if I get out and walk for just a minute, get off the seat, that Ruby will let me have autopilot on the way home. If you guys are sick of hearing me talk about not having autopilot sometimes, I'm sorry. I'm sure you're not meaning it mean, and I'm pretty sick of not having it sometimes. Ruby looks great. Don did a good job touching her up this morning. The vast majority of the kids yesterday were awesome and respectful, and there were a few times it just got really crowded and everybody really wanted to sit in the Tesla. Just stretching my back. It hurts. Oh. I'm not sure if I mentioned when Hurricane Ian came through that the National Drive electric event for Fayetteville got postponed. Not canceled, but postponed. And then obviously we didn't go because the storm, you know, was mostly Friday night but into Saturday morning, and was kind of a mess out there in places. So they did the right thing moving it, I think. But it's going to be October the 29th now from 11 to 3. And if you just search on NDEW Fayetteville, you'll get the park address and some more details about it. But I did sign us back up yesterday to go down there for that event, to be with, you know, support our friend Julio and that community. You know, the one in Charlotte was really big, and I'm sure Raleigh had several also, usually sponsored by NC Clean Tech. They actually didn't reach out to us this year. We probably would have responded that we would go. But at any point, we're trying to do, you know, support of some of the communities where there's less electric cars. And probably that's not so true in Fayetteville anymore, but it's still not, they're not quite as big as Raleigh or Charlotte. So we want to go to the community where we feel we can do the most good. Anyway, if you're in the area, if you're looking to hang out with see some EVs of all brands, that National Drive electric event on October the 29th, that's a Saturday, would be a good place to go. So I was talking to the kids yesterday about the cameras, and David pointed out that, clarified, I knew this, but I had started interchanging them somewhere along the way, that these images are the side repeater cameras, the ones on the front fender. Obviously you can see the underneath of the rear view, the side mirrors, and those are the ones that show up when you put the car in reverse, and those are the ones that show up when you put on the turn signal. And I guess those are the ones Tesla's using to determine if the blind spot is actually empty or not. So they're the ones, you know, on the front fender down there somewhere. You actually cannot see an image through the car, as best as I know, of what the B-pillar sees. We don't have a way to do that. So all the times I was having trouble with the B-pillar, but I was seeing the side picture. Yeah, I was seeing the side picture, but I was never seeing the picture out of the B-pillar camera. And I know a couple times I thought, oh, I can see the picture just fine. Why isn't the camera working? And of course, I knew there were cameras on the front fender and the little triangle with the T on it. I knew those were replaced in April. We have the old ones. They gave them to us. You know, and the ones in the B-pillar that you can, you know, also see. But somewhere along the way, I was messing them up. I guess my point is, if you ever heard me say it wrong, I'm sorry. I don't know why somewhere along the way I started interchanging them. I guess I was just in my brain, it's a side camera, side picture, and it just, I guess, started confusing it. And the other thing is it would be really great if there was some way the driver, the owner, could actually see what's coming out of the B-pillar cameras. Because, you know, when you get the dash cam image, you get 4 pictures. You get rear, you get front from one of the cameras in the autopilot housing, and you get the 2 side repeater images, but you don't get the B-pillar. And I would love to have been in on that conversation at Tesla. It's like, well, why don't we provide a way to show those, or turn it on or turn it off? I mean, here, when I'm just looking at this view stopped, is there a reason why we couldn't put the other 2 images down here? I mean, there's room for them, right? So I don't know. There's even room to show the front picture. I know when you're backing up, you don't need any more distractions, but I just mean, like, I can turn this on and off with this little, I don't know what you call that symbol. It looks like road construction to me, but that's not what it is. I guess it's trying to show you maybe watching out for curbs. You want to be able to see that or something. I don't know. What is that symbol called? Do you guys know? Because I sure don't. It's got 3 little curved lines and a construction cone. But anyway, it would be nice to see as an owner what those cameras see, and Tesla has not provided an interface. The only other time you get a picture to pop up is, you know, the remote security. When you go into security, if you've enabled it, that you can see your car's cameras even if you're not in your car through the Tesla app. You know, people can be watching you even if they're not in their Tesla. Potentially as a security thing for the car. I'm trying to go into see where that is. Yeah, I have Jules up, and I'm looking at what Jules is seeing in our garage right now, and it's definitely still the side repeater camera and not the B-pillar camera. So I guess I wonder why. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason. I'm sure it's better suited for looking down at curbs in reverse and for seeing if there's something in the blind spot or whatever. But yeah, pretty interesting. The garage is pretty dark right now. The only picture that looks good at all is the one that's the side repeater camera that's closest to the light coming in through the door window. But I can see the mirror in the picture and everything. So like I said, I don't think there's a way to see the image from the B-pillar as an owner, driver, end user. For going on 8:30 in the morning, there sure is a lot of traffic out here. There's 30 or 40 cars behind me and 30 or 40 cars. I mean, it's just busy out here today. And this is going into Fuquay. Well, it is a gorgeous fall day, and it is a Friday. So another thing I'm curious about is, are there a lot of homes being repainted in your towns that are a gray color like this with a lot of black shutters? This one here too. This one over here. There's one more farther up on the left, and I'm seeing a lot in downtown Raleigh. It's like the current favorite house color is a dark gray. I'm just curious. No, not that one. But there is one more up here. That's been painted the gray color. I'm just curious. It would not be my first choice of home colors. I mean, an occasional one or two is fine, but it's sort of like, I don't know, it's sort of like Gothic, but in a, you know, it's like Halloween all year long. I don't know. I find it curious that the current trend is that gray color. That's all. Just curious. Everybody should be able to paint their house whatever color they want. Well, unless, of course, their homeowners association has rules that they agreed to when they bought the house, but I'm not much for homeowners associations. We're here at the park. Jules has on 10.69.2.3. I'm really liking this first paragraph. Make sure you read the release notes. They can tend to go on for a lot, and all I've got time for right now is the first one. But let's see, how far did that? Yeah, it's pretty far, but the first one sounds really good. Read it. What in the world? Really? What kind of slob did that? And it was not the guys here on the maintenance, the lawn crew yesterday. This is alcohol. Those guys didn't. This was perfectly clean yesterday afternoon when they had left and done their job for the day. We'd love to pick it all up, but even if we both grab what we can, we don't have a trash bag with us this morning. Well, this is our third lap, and we've both ditched our jacket. Well, Don's ditched his long sleeve shirt, and I've ditched my jacket because it's right hot in the sun. It's gonna be 81 today. Yeah, it's very pleasant. Everyone on the track this morning is in a good mood about the weather. Well, if I were running into downtown Raleigh, I'd be thrilled to have autopilot back. But I'm just going to Guardian Angel. Excuse me. Don is headed to pick up Johnny at 11:15. He's got an alarm set. His day is kind of falling apart. It all has to do with security and things expiring sooner than they're supposed to. Poor guy. Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot he can do about it to fix it right this minute anyway. So, but anyway, Michelle and I are both running a little late. It's already it's already 10:40. It's supposed to be there for the 10:30 opening. Yeah. Let's see what Michelle has on today. I know she's got on something cool. I did change into a cat shirt. That's what I'm saying. What do you have on today? I'm coming to check you out.
Sam from Trick or Treat.
Okay, you've what's the right word? You've accepted his apology?
No.
Okay. She has a reason why she was a little upset with him for a while.
He ruined my vacation pictures at Universal Theater.
Yeah, let's just say she won't ever be wearing a certain shirt again. She probably donated it away.
I threw it away so no one else would have to.
Okay, that's good. I'm not surprised she didn't burn it. Ready, set, go. I wonder what city. Would certainly keep you studying and looking. It's one of those photos you can't just like take it all in. You always have to keep on reacquiring the picture. Swamp Cider and Goblin Grog Vineyards. Just don't drink it all at one time. This is what she's oohing and awing. I picked this up for her to look at. It is $5.99. He is very cute. Oh, what is he made out of?
Like a resin.
Is he a bank or is he just a figure?
He's just a figure.
He's cute. One of us is having to work really hard to resist. That's a good deal at $22 when it's got the plastic, the fabric, and the basket. They've got Easter pattern over here. These two. I love the ones that have the color in the weave. I would be tempted to get this one because I have a thing for the ones with the leather handles, except for no colored weave. I found a mummy kitty. Well, they're trying to kill us because all that stuff was
On the bottom.
down low. So how many? So that's alien tacos, avocado tacos. Michelle got some skeletons too.
Animal from the Muppets. The electric
Way cool, the Electric Mayhem. This is a little girl dress. It is way cute. Finally, I found a pack of old school staples here. I've been looking for like 2 months. It has a built-in jukebox.
I just like to hit the button.
And a pastry serving area and an old school phone. And I found the hat. Best day ever. Legoland. Maybe someday I'll get there. I'm wanting to get this for Dawn, and it's the same 2 large every week. Somebody needs to buy it. Well, they have put out a lot of new glasses this week because you know I need to be looking for more glasses for the house. I really do. Promise. So don't you feel like your clothes came from the dry cleaner?
Yes, thank you.
I bought clothes last week and her stuff got left with my stuff. This week she bought the clothes, but so we can buy 6 get 2 free. We have to combine our purchases, you understand? Yes. But anyway, mine come back all washed and like they've been to the dry cleaners.
In fact, oh gosh, you're gonna have to drive by my car because I got you socks that I just washed. Oh, I found some socks like a couple weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
And I washed them.
Oh, so now you have something you washed too. Okay, well I'll drive over there.
Okay.
Thanks for taking the cart back. She always takes the cart back. Come on, Ruby, open sesame. Yeah, I know. I got a Century Mode event report. It was me. Okay, here's the back of Michelle's van, right? All the spooky family stuff. And then the van next to her has the Mr. Rogers sticker on it. I think it's hilarious. Just me and Gray out here working on yesterday's video. Enjoying a beautiful fall afternoon. Well, I want you to know Google Location Services is not as good as tracking the Tesla.
Really?
Yeah, Dawn's been to the landfill in the GMC. I was here trying to get caught up on yesterday's video, and even after 2 cups of coffee, I admit I nodded off.
That's okay.
But I did get it sent to render, so that's good. But I tried to see how close you were back home so I could get something started for you to eat. And it refused to tell me you'd moved off Banks Road. And so I couldn't tell if you were going or coming. I guess you must have been coming because you go up Old Stage but back. But that only just occurred to me just a second. But Google only update that location service is only good for about every 5 to 10 minutes, whereas the Tesla app's pretty much real time.
That's right.
So I missed you not being in the Tesla. Don't be driving the GMC. I can't track you.
Well, you can't take a Tesla to the landfill.
I know. Here comes Don with Jules. Oh, he opened the door closed the door when he opened it when it was already open. Boy, that was hard for me to say. And I'm on my 3rd cup of coffee. I'm cooking bacon for him in there, so he should be pretty happy. I picked this cutie pie up at Target last night.
First Tesla thing that my kid never got me. Today's our anniversary, and I'm just, thinking about it.
Yeah, you wore that when you went to reserve the Model 3.
That's right. Wore that in March 31st, 2016. 17? Yeah, 2016.
Yeah, it had to be 16 because we got Ruby in 17 and we ordered her and it took a long time for them to build her.
That's right.
4 to 6 months, something like that. Yeah.
So this is definitely good.
We went to test drive the Model S because they were fixing to do away with the least expensive 60D.
Right.
And we ended up buying Ruby. We'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
But it was a mutual decision. I didn't have to twist Don's arm. Once we sat in the X, it was a done deal. Yeah. Don already knew that the S was lower than we wanted to commit to. And the only reason we went to drive it was because of it going away and maybe not waiting, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then, and Steven knew when he took us out in the X, that was, he knew to do that, and that was a done deal. So
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So tell me about your drive to downtown to pick up Johnny today.
Yep. So today, the beta went on this morning.
Yep.
And then, so I got a chance to use it when I drove into downtown Raleigh to pick up Johnny. And I would definitely say it's a positive. It did several things pretty well. There was some kind of thinking where it's going to start acting more. I don't know. What you read it? What did
it was going to loosely look at map data for how many lanes and that kind of thing, and try to merge that in with the vision. And my interpretation is so that it could better anticipate. Like, we've been complaining she doesn't get over quicker.
Right.
Because she doesn't know about the lanes until she gets to where she can really see them, and we need her to see them a little bit further in advance so she'll know to get over sooner. And I think that was to address that concern we've been having. That was my interpretation, is subject to. And I did read it to you, but I understand me reading it to you versus you reading it for yourself. And we were in a rush to get out of the car to do 10 other things this morning. It wasn't the best way. I want the release notes on my phone.
Right.
I'm just not going to go out to the car and sit there and read them. But I will pull them up on the Tesla app if only I could see them there. I should double check that's not possible.
Well, anyway, so at the cupboard up there at Judd Parkway, it was a right turn on red. She stopped. She did beautiful. She stopped, zoomed up there, had the turn signal on. There was a line of cars proceeding through there, and she was waiting for them to clear. She was stopped. And there was a gap, and it was a legitimate gap. I, as a human driver, would have totally pulled out in that gap, and she totally pulled out in that gap. But she did something that was like scared me to death. So she pulled out into the gap, which is what I was expecting. And then basically, as she was probably just barely started turning, she floored it.
Oh my God!
As in threw me back in the seat. And then just as soon as she floored it, the front end swung around and she saw a tractor trailer, baby, in the turn lane. She saw that and she said, "Holy crap!" Bam! Threw me into the dashboard. I mean, like, wham!
Oh God! Don says he's got the dash
I got
cam
it on
for me.
video. It's like, whiplash! And she throws me in the, she accelerates and then she slams on.
Well, that is a tight right turn. Even when you were taking it as a human, I'd be scared to death about the rims.
Right. Well, she just saw that her vision. As the camera, she's like looking over to the left for the gap in the car, and then just like a human being, she started through the intersection, and she looked over before she was really going, "Oh my God!" And it was like.
Of course, the tractor trailer was really in his own lane.
Oh, he was perfectly safe.
Yeah, but
doing absolutely nothing wrong. He was just existing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like.
So he got a good laugh at you?
Oh no, I don't think I don't know who laughed at me, but so here we go. So she slams on brakes. Well, remember I told you there was a gap.
A
And I
gap,
said,
but that implies
perfectly-
someone is still coming.
But that person, of course, what do? They speed up to get, run the yellow light, right? Because I assume
That's what people do with
that's
that.
what people do, right? And so I had to, so she slammed on brakes, and then I had to immediately floor it to get up so the other guy, well, he wasn't going to hit me, but as I told Mary Ann, it wasn't a thing that would have got me honked at. In other words, that person,
You're right.
he would have had to hit his brakes hard. If I didn't accelerate away as quickly as I did, that person would have had to do a near panic stop not to have hit me while I was stopped in the middle of the lane looking
After
at it.
he floored it through the yellow light.
Yeah, well,
God.
So anyway, it was exciting. And then she tried to use a right turn lane. She was going to go over the right. It's a legitimate lane, but it's really there for people to turn into. It's on 401. Turn into those businesses, to the grocery store and so forth. It's not, or if best case, go up and make the right turn at 1010 Road. That's really that purpose of that lane. But she was going to get over in that lane and zoom up there because all those people weren't moving.
Well, we've seen her do that before.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
this lane ain't moving. I don't care if that's a valid lane or not. Let's just go over there and get around these cars. Ah, hot dog. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, that's what she did. But anyway, she only made a couple little mistakes like that. But that one with the she accelerated way too hard onto making that right turn, and then she slammed on brakes way too hard she literally stopped. And then of course I had to immediately floor her. So if you would have been in the car, you would have been whiplashing me.
We're having internet problems, and our A and G are barely functional right now. I think we switched over to 5G and from Spectrum. I think the cable's down, and anyway, something's not right.
Yeah.
So after you go get the chicken wings out that we've heated up, you fix the internet for me.
Yes.
I need it working.
Yes, ma'am. The accelerator was the car behind me. I didn't want to hold him up. I would have loved to have let her struggle a little bit or figure that out, but she did really good. She did not dive into the turn lane.
The elevator pitch
Wow,
is
that
fossil
was-
fuels. If you look carefully at both the benefits and the side effects, most people
That
just look at
was,
side effects and
that
think
was,
it's different. But if you look at both the benefits,
That was really wild. She made the right turn on red correctly. There was enough space for the car coming, so she didn't pull out unsafe at all. But when she swung around and she saw that great big tractor trailer sitting there, she slammed on the brakes and stopped. Then the car that was flying across the intersection that she sorta got in front of to make the right turn, I had to really accelerate hard to keep that person from zooming up right on me. So that was unexpected, that braking, and I took control. So she should have logged that incident, because she did not handle that well at all. And oh, by the way, when she made that right turn, she basically accelerated hard. She literally floored it and then slammed on the brakes in the same instant. And that was a very abrupt mishandling. she's wanting to turn and go around these cars, which is wrong. She got back. She wanted to go get in the right lane and go zoom up, and then she got back over here because I guess technically it doesn't turn to a right only lane until right here. So that, you know, that's a little perception problem there that she missed. She probably knows that you could technically go straight across because there's that shoulder there that they've turned into turn lanes, but in actuality, from a drivable space, it's probably perfectly fine from a drivable space. But it you know, we as humans recognize that's the turn lane, and we wouldn't drive over there to go straight. We would only go over there if we were making a right turn. Text Jonathan Goldman. Hey Johnny, I'm almost there. About a couple minutes out. Wow, that was pretty impressive. She handled that. Cars parked, that car cutting across the road, all that. Now let's see what she's going to do here, because we're like 400 feet. That's right. I'm going to see. I'm going to be very careful here. Here she comes. Nobody's coming up the drive yet. She did it. She did it. She did it. She got me here. Turned into the... Stopped right here. Didn't want to drive on campus. She said 0 feet.